Okay, the load center, some people call it the breaker box, electric service panel, call it what you will. The meter is outside on the north wall. The structure faces east, we're saying, the front door faces east. So, in the front guest bedroom and the closet, electric service panels should not be located in closets, and there it is. We should not have more than 1/8 of an inch gap. Okay, that compromises the fire blocking. We have that. We shouldn't have bundling. Only 2 cables at a time should be coming through here. We shouldn't have all those cables. That's called bundling. Now, I hate to discount my work. I really do. I hate to discount my work, but that being said, even the reference that I have baked into the report is quite apologetic for calling out bundling, says that it's common and that kind of thing. But it's not right. It's not right. Sometimes the cure is worse than the ill. But in the meantime, see how these little 2 cables at a time should be coming through all these twisties. And then we have the larger twisties, that's for L1 and L2. But we don't have that. Then our main neutral coming in. Okay, the main neutral coming in, it should have been wrapped about 4 times, because that's the main principle coming from the meter. Alright, it should be wrapped 4 times with black tape, black tape, so that it, any fool could get in this panel. If you don't know that's the main neutral, you don't belong in this cabinet. I get that. We should have protective covers over L1 and L2. These are aluminum. That's why you have the antioxidant paste. That's a good thing. And then the white hots coming in here. The white hots. Okay, those should be wrapped with black tape. White tape down here, black tape up here. If you don't know that's hot, again, you don't belong in this cabinet. I get that, but you should. Now, a disconnect is considered 6 throws or less in a group to de-energize the panel. We still want to see a single main disconnect. But this cabinet, this load center, this breaker box, electric service panel, it doesn't have that. You could throw all 6 of these mains off and you still got power coming. You do not have a main disconnect by any definition, much less a single principal. And there's not one at the meter. Which would classify this as a sub-panel. If there was one at the meter classifying this as a sub-panel, then your grounds and your neutrals shouldn't be on the same bus bar. So if that's the case, and it's not, I was looking at the meter, we got a picture of it, but in the event that I'm wrong, this is still wrong, either way you look at it. Now, if this is the main panel, which I sort of believe it is, then it's okay to have neutrals and grounds on the same bus bar. But it's not okay to have them painted like that. They're not supposed to be painted. So what did we learn? We learned that the load center is in a closet, not supposed to be. We learned that we don't have a main disconnect. We learned that we got bundling. We learned that we don't have our neutral wrapped with black tape. We don't have our hots white tape, and we don't have our hots wrapped with black tape. We learned that we don't have protective booties. We also learned that our bonding location isn't labeled inside of here. I didn't mention that before. We also mentioned that we've got a gap that's larger than 1/8 of an inch. That's what we learned. The size, we got a size on this thing. Mains, ratings, 125 amps. I'm sorry?
Can I use the other bathroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so we've got 125 amps. Code says that the minimum amperage for an electric service panel for a single family residence is 100 amps. This is 125. But a lot of communities, which includes Dallas, a lot of communities, their new standard is 150 amps. Probably okay with this. This home's 30 years old. It was probably okay to have 125 back then. In fact, I'm pretty darn sure it was. But by today's standards, they would expect a little more power coming into the home. That's what we learned.